A few months ago, I put out a video with the idea for a documentary which showcased the very best, in inverted commas, of the animal exploitation industries. The response, quite frankly, was overwhelmingly silent. However, I expected just that, and to be honest, it saves me time, money and energy, because in truth, I never needed to visit any of those places anyway, not to make a case for animal rights or veganism. I don't need to visit to tell you that they violate rights on a daily basis, that they exploit others, that they consider them nothing more than objects, maybe if they're lucky assets, but still resources, products nonetheless. See, when we talk about animal cruelty, when we make that claim, we always have to evidence it, not just for the one place that we may refer to in the moment, but for all of them if we make broader claims. For example, all farms are cruel to animals. This requires proof. All farms use their animals. Doesn't. Not only are these investigations expensive, heavily time consuming and often come with risks attached, but they're totally and utterly unnecessary. We oppose animal use, that's the position, not animal cruelty. We don't need to witness this for ourselves to recognise and highlight the injustice of such actions. The fact that they happen is enough. In the same way, I do not need to witness personally any other injustice with my own eyes to recognise it as such. The very fact that it happens and exists is the evidence required to oppose it. The more we focus on treatment, not only naturally do we move further away from the fundamental wrong, but we also make our jobs much more difficult as activists by placing the burden of proof constantly on ourselves continually to evidence this said treatment. Look at it this way, if I said children in sweatshops were being assaulted, people would expect to see some evidence of the assault, whereas if I said children in sweatshops were being exploited, nobody needs any evidence of this. Everyone already accepts it. Nobody would object to this information, for we already know and recognise that this is an injustice, regardless of how bad or good the treatment or working conditions may or may not be for the children, and thus it's generally considered wrong and immoral regardless. So whether it's a factory farm, a homestead where everyone is grass-fed, your backyard chickens, a zoo, a safari park, a laboratory, a rodeo or a pet shop, whether it's the fishing industry, the fur industry, the honey industry, the racing industry, the hunting industry, or anyone else that uses animals, we don't need to visit these premises, we don't need to investigate them, we don't need to move from where we are right in this minute, we don't need to do anything at all or spend any money to know that they are violating the rights of other sentient individuals. We don't need to put cameras anywhere to know that they're exploiting every single one of those victims. The mere fact that these places exist, the mere fact that they have animals within them, means we know that that objectification and therefore use occurs, and that is the problem. That is the issue which we oppose. If we could all remember this going forward, it would hugely strengthen our claims making. We don't have the right to violate theirs. It doesn't matter how we do it, who does it, where it happens, or how many are victims of it. The fact that it occurs is the actual problem, and it is that which we seek to eventually and will abolish. But the more we focus on welfare and treatment, the longer we make our road to abolition. Think about it. Change your language.